Not me. I never struggled in my life.
You're
I
thriving.
take it one step at a time. Yes, absolutely. I was born here, so I was born out of Tongue Point. You know, job for now.
Do you ever see old friends from
Oh
way back?
yeah.
What's
I
up?
know a lot of people here when I came back in the 80s to take care of my stepdad and mom. Then I went back to Eugene. You know, I was there for 32 years. 25, almost 30 in Pendleton.
When was the last time you worked?
47. I was 47. I'm 71.
Oh,
Remember I had a real bad accident?
yeah.
And I got my disability right away. I did work 7 years past. I should have stopped at 40. Because I fell, remember, real bad.
Yeah.
And I got my disability right away because it was documented. So I had a slight heart attack. And that's why I have that little red spot there. Little tiny stroke, nothing fatal.
How often you go to the doctor now?
How often?
Yeah.
I just went to the emergency room. For 5 hours, I fell on my nose up by the hospital. So I'm fine. Gave me a tetanus shot. Everything was A-okay. My blood pressure was fine. Everything was fine. You know, I've always been healthy as an ox, no matter what.
I guess so.
Always.
You'll outlive us all.
Yes, I probably will. Actually, my mother's 105, so I have longevity there.
Yeah. Did she smoke?
Once in a blue moon when she was young, like 40ish.
Yeah.
But nothing, maybe 2 or 3 cigarettes, perhaps. Nope, and she only drank just a teeny bit. Country girl her. She did move back home about 15 years ago, back to Maine.
Yeah.
Because she always wanted to go home. She pined away from Maine for years. My stepdad took her 3 or 4 times there. And finally she moved back there. They got a divorce. And then he moved to Inglewood, so I'm free to wherever I want to go now. Yes, it is. Gorgeous. I got to go there and meet some of my relatives. Not all of them, but quite a few of them. Or, you know, her side of the family. And my dad said he would never go back to Inglewood, but he has done so. And he's probably about 89 now, or 90. He's still doing well.
Do you have a relationship then?
No.
No.
Actually, they left without telling me, but they didn't know where I was anyway, because I was at the Astoria. Neither one of them knew where I lived. We were never really close, all of us. We always had our own life, you know. Always.
It was better
And
that way.
I see my nieces once in a while. They live out in Warrenton, and some friends of theirs. And they're fine. Good Lord. My niece is like 54 now. I was like, you know, I took care of them when they were little.
It's really surprising.
Time goes by.
Yeah.
She was shocked to see me. She thought I was dead. I said, well, not yet. Because she hadn't seen me for, good Lord, over 20 years.
What's your sleeping conditions like?
Well, my sleeping conditions are wherever I want to camp out, and I've been just fine.
Do you get wet?
I got wet in the rain the other day walking back and forth, but where I sleep, no. I know where to go where it's over. Something's over me.
What'll happen?
And I've got a real good sleeping bag. I'm just fine.
You're okay.
And I keep food with me and everything I need, coffee, and I have my food stamps, and they'll be in tomorrow, and I get 177.
How long does that last?
I still got about 20 on it from last month.
Okay.
See, I don't eat that much. Cheese and chicken and hearty, you know, nice good stuff. Maybe a little beans and
Protein.
yes, a little bread. People have been giving me food and money right and left.
Just wondering what you're going to do when it gets cold.
I'll be in by then. My money should be through. Plus, the warming center is going to be open pretty soon. And they feed us there and clothes or whatever. We have to leave at 8, but that's no big deal. I'm up generally 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning anyway.
It's like going to work.
Yeah. And you know I can for a living, too, and I make real good money on now that it's 10 cents.
So how content are you on a scale of 1 to 10?
3,000.
3,000, okay.
You know, nothing ever gets me down. I don't worry. I don't have frown lines. I take it one day at a time, forward march.
You're what I call a realist.
Very. Well, you know, I was called by the Lord when I was 8 years old, and I've never wanted for a thing, even before that. Everything comes my way. I don't ask for it. It just does.
What would you change if you had a magic wand?
A house, somewhere to sleep, my bed, my new bed, if it's still there. You know, I'm not used to be, this is the first time I've ever been out on the street. So it's been interesting if nothing else. People give me food and money every day and ask me if I'm all right and if I have everything. And I always say yes. And I think I'm out here to try to witness to people that maybe need this. My enthusiasm might help somehow. So I've been able to talk to a lot of people out here, which I wouldn't have seen otherwise.
What do you wish for your fellow
That
folks?
they know the Lord and they have a better life. Because there's a lot of transients around here that don't have a very good life, period. Some of these women are really bad off around here. You know this from the park. Wow, do they live rough. Whew. And I'm always congenial no matter what. That's my job. I mean, this is my natural habitat to do this. So I try to be respectful to, even if they're not to me, I am to them. Some of those women are kind of rough, but that's, you know, maybe I pray that they'll find their way.
I guess that's what we're here for.
Yes. Helping hands. And I do help people if I have it.
You like to share.
Oh, yeah, always. I mean, I grew up that way, a country girl, and we had everything then, and I worked when I was 12 at the hospital, and also I had a paper route. So it would take anybody that wanted to go to the movies at the Liberty and make sure they had something to snack on and like that. I wish that everybody would be able to get up the street here. All these that have nothing. All they have is what's on their back and what they can carry. I wish that all the homeless people here would be able to find somewhere to go permanently. And a job or something, whatever they need, yes. See, I get Social Security no matter what happens to me. I got it at 47, I haven't worked since. Except I've can for at least 50 years, and that gives me spending money. And people give me their cans and bottles and things, because they know that's what I do. You know? And everybody always watches over me. So I know a lot of people here.
Yeah.
And I know where to go to eat reasonable. McDonald's, not always, but, and I have my food stamps, and I have everything I need. In fact, I'm trying to lose, I've been stuffed with food out here. And I made almost more than my paycheck just by people giving me money.
So if you had a house today, what would life be like?
Perfect. It's perfect out here, really.
Would you still come out to see your friends?
Always. Oh, I was always out anyway.
Yeah.
Canning and going for coffee and whatever,
You're a social creature.
Always. Always. Even in school. Pendleton, I lived there at least 30 years. I loved it in Pendleton. Perfect weather there. Snowed a little bit, but they had snowplows. You never slipped on the road at all. Then I lived in Florence for about 12 years, I liked it there too. So I've lived around several places, many times.
Oregon's an amazing state.
Yes,
There's so much to see, mountains.
I really, really like it in California, but if I ever do it, I'll go back to San Diego, which is fabulous. It's like Hawaii. The weather is perfect there. Yeah, we were there in the Navy, my stepdad and my mother and I and my brother and sister. We lived in the naval housing. Of course, we went to the commissary and got tons, We always ate well beyond words.
How much did they move around?
Just there. We only moved there and then to Pendleton from here when I was 12.
What brought them to Pendleton?
My dad was in the liquor business, still is. Always. He's been in the liquor business about 55 years at least. He makes good money doing that. He's really good at it. And he knows how to stock and not overstock. And yeah, he has a liquor store in Inglewood now too again. And he had two here, and one in Pendleton, and one in now Inglewood. He's always made real good money doing that. He's an expert. He made the highest score in the test of anybody brilliant on this. And he used to make like home brew, you know. I mean, he was, you know, like a chemist, kind of like, you
He
know.
had a real knack for it.
Yeah, real
Yeah.
knack for it. And he was in the Navy 8 years.
So he wasn't a career.
That's why we came here.
Yeah.
Yeah, he shouldn't have left the Navy, but he wanted to.
But he picked a good career.
Yes, he did. And then he used to be a cab driver, and he used to be the leader of the liquor agents, and plus he was in the power squadron here. He loves, I'm sure he misses this, because he lived up on 17th for at least 40 years.
Yeah.
Right straight up there.
Yeah, I can
Up,
see that.
up the other way, yeah.
You missed that.
Wherever it is, 17th anyway. Yeah, right over there, yeah. And his cute little house. I'm sure he's got a better one now.
What's your relationship with your siblings like?
What siblings? I have none.
Oh, you have none?
I have no children.
Oh, you're like brother.
I don't see him. He lives in the country. He's a hermit. And all my nieces live in Warrenton. We never ran around together, really. And my sister and brother-in-law live in Napa. We never really ran around together, although we would join for Christmas or Thanksgiving. We all had our own life, you know.
Do you have any plans like that this year at all, or?
Well, you know, generally I go to where they have the free dinner, you know, for that.
Yeah.
And of course, when I was home, I made my own, but trying to cut back. I need to lose about 20 pounds, and then that's enough in my old age. I don't want to, you know, if you get real skinny when you're old, you're weak, you know.
You have a lot of walking to do.
Yeah, I walk every day.
You need warmth.
I always, well, when I'm cold, I get going, and that warms me up. And pushing this, of course. This is good exercise for the arms, beyond words.
Yeah, you must be in good shape.
I am. I've always been an athlete. I played basketball, softball, tennis, you name it, I did it. Except football, I didn't do that. And I rode horses, and I've just had a really wholesome, really true wholesome life. Yeah.
Do you think the town is changing with people moving here?
I think it's gotten horrid with these people moving in here. And they have no respect for older people, particularly.
How so?
They're rude, those young kids that hang around the park and everything. They think that we owe them something on the, you know, that they panhandle all the time here, which never was here when I lived here in the 80s or when I was younger. I think a lot of transients have moved here, which is really sad. And they think they own the place. Really.
How's that affected you?
I listen and I interject, but I just don't agree that they think that you know, they can panhandle or take advantage of whomever. And they have tried it with me, and they never get anywhere, period. I'm not a pushover, you know. But I've been, people have tried to panhandle me many times here. And then if you don't give it to them, they're rude. They get angry.
So it's like they're entitled.
Yeah, they think that we owe them something here. It's sad. And when I lived here years ago, and in the 80s, there was no panhandling. I never, ever got panhandled anywhere I lived but here. Right? And they take advantage of the garbage, personal, like business garbage, and vandalize where they stay, and just throw crap everywhere.
Do you think that's a generational thing?
I think it's because they're hobos like. They don't care. Really weird. Well, everyone that I met, these women are rougher than anything I've ever seen. And I'm always polite to them. I don't judge them to them, of course. I'm observing those. I don't know where they all came from. I wish they'd go back where they came from then. Because I think this town has gone downhill way bad because of this. I pick up trash every single day. And cigarette butts, and cups, and food, and that keeps me busy too. Because I can't stand, I mean, and we've got tons of garbage things here, and nobody uses them. Well, you know, one lady saw me doing this and gave me $20 one day. She said, I appreciate that you do what I do on this. So she gave me a $20 gift ticket to the, what's that, Blue Sorcerer thing for food and drink or whatever I wanted. In fact, I got a little bit left on the card she gave me.
Great.
And several people over at the 14th Street Cafe have given me these things. Like $50 or $20 or $100.
Well, I think people see that you care. And you're taking care of the city.
They like me there, and I always greet people when I'm sitting there. And one lady, I was sitting there about a week ago, gave me a brand new sweatshirt. She'd never even worn it. So I gave it to a friend that needed it more than I did, because I've got way too many clothes in here. But I get, good clothes at the warming center always. And that's been open now. So we can have anything we want, even bedding or whatever there. Pillows, towels, whatever.